And want to go over the major points.
We came back from fucking dealing with another beast on the docks while Rose crashed her spelljammer into the docks. Ashley went directly to bed. We filled Ashley in, or not Ashley, we filled Rose in on everything, which then triggered Rose into deciding to essentially message Titania and piss her off, and now Rose is cursed somehow from Titania because Rose has no self control nor common sense. And it was enough to make the Ganassi sisters, who are apparently her bodyguards, drink themselves into a stupor. So everybody had to stay at the inn. I feel like that's a pretty good summation of everything.
I feel like that is a pretty good summation of everything.
We established the Rose does not feel like killing Sprinkle.
She did for a second, though.
Yeah, for a hot second, and then we showed that Sprinkle is absolutely not worth that.
you know how Clint is? Sprinkle is like Clint. Except the everything about them individually.
Kira, it is not my fault that these fuckers keep playing people that have no survival instinct.
Clint has plenty of survival instinct. Out of the front of a gun, he'll just shoot it. And that solves most of his problems.
Oh
to
my
date.
god. Y'all are gonna make Feyre just decide to say, fuck it, I'm going back sailing again.
Is it worth the trouble? Is it? Oh boy. Okay. Well. It is the next morning. The sun is shining. There's lots of flowers still in the streets because it is day 4 of the festival. And as you see by a conveniently placed flyer, today's festival day is the day of selfless universal love. And as you all are getting ready in the morning, still in the tavern, I would say that Venti and Borea are taking it a little slower in the morning. As you could imagine. But what time do you guys think you guys are like up and like ready?
11:30, not a minute before then.
Yeah, we're
Unless
not.
something happens.
I imagine as a whole, the tavern, everybody in the group ends up well before noon, but also not anywhere near dawn.
Mm-hmm. Right. We'll see. Ashley is not aware of any of what happened.
Yeah.
He went straight to bed.
Yet.
Ashley went to his parents' house.
Wait.
Oh, he went to his parents' house. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So does it actually come back in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ashley, you got given your old room again?
Clint left a note. He put a
comes
note
home
on the
meeting-
counter.
Yeah, he's like note for Ashley. Okay, what's it? Okay. Talking about Rose. Rose threatened Titania. Little soft pause at that.
Yeah, how much did Clint write?
It would be like, yeah, had a chat with Rose and Borea and the other one. I can't remember their name. They're all very nice though. But, blah blah blah. Like, Rose got really quiet. I think she's doing something with magic stuff. I'm not sure. Oh, it turns out that she was calling Titania. And she told Titania that you were taken. And that she shouldn't come looking for you. Feyre seems pretty worked up about it. But I'm not too worried. They are
Also-
allergic to iron.
Also, fucking Rose now has a necklace that won't come off.
Oh, yes. Also, Rosa's necklace won't come off anymore. I hope you had a nice day at your parents'. And then he drew a smile with a cowboy hat. At least what you think is a cowboy hat. He's not a great artist.
I have a question
So,
for
like-
you, Ashley. Did you bring Baron with you?
Yeah, of course I brought Baron with me.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ashley just like calmly reads the letter. Then he just closes the letter, puts it into his jacket pocket, and then he reaches around to the bar for like a thing of scotch. Sits down, opens it.
You guys come downstairs in the morning to Ashley with a bottle of scotch and a glass.
Yeah. I imagine Feyre's like
11 a.m.
Feyre's probably the first one down because she wakes up earlier than everybody, I'd imagine, because ship life. And she just like kind of pauses on the stairs, looks at Ashley, single nod. About what I was gonna be saying you're gonna do. Continues down to make
Gone for
some
one night,
semblance of a
everything goes to
breakfast.
hell.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I'm gone for one night, then everything goes to hell.
No, to be fair, you did disappear when your fiance or betrothed or whatever the fuck she is shows up again, so yeah, she's kind of your responsibility.
She's not my fiance anymore, first of all.
I don't know if I should say sorry or congratulations.
He pauses. So, me neither. Down scotch.
Yeah, have fun with that one. I don't know what she said to Tanya, but whatever she did, I don't think she was super happy about it. And it did freak Sprinkle out a little bit, so when you go back to your room, Sprinkle's gonna be maybe still hyperventilating.
Oh no. He reaches around the bar again for the honey wine.
It's like is currently cooking eggs, just like smacks hand with spoon. Food fist. Don't need you drunk off your ass before we even get the day started.
What's for breakfast?
Eggs.
Clint walking down the stairs. Did somebody say drunk off their ass?
You can't get drunk no more.
He crosses his arms. I just wanted to be invited.
She just like looks up at him. You can't even taste the shit, can you?
Oh, a little bit. I can tell that it's alcohol. He'll sit down next to Ashley and just like in the same way that somebody sits like at a whole open bar full of any number of seats, just sits right in the one next to you, and it just seems so much closer than it was 5 seconds before anyone sat in it. He looks over to Ashley and just goes, "Did you get my note?"
For
Yeah.
a second, the BFF necklaces glint in the sunlight.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Pretty sure your note's
Good.
being why he's drinking this early.
Yep.
I can't believe you didn't invite me.
Well, I didn't even go check to see if anybody was awake.
I could go get Rose for you.
No.
As Rose comes down the stairs.
He does come down the stairs if Gloria and Venti are there as well. Kind of signing to them, trying to discuss how they're going to deal with her parents, essentially.
Oh, they are laying down in this booth. Each
Okay.
collectively have chosen a side. You see signs of lift, as in they each have water and a pitcher of water, and it looks like a plate of toast between them that they have been nibbling at. But yeah, both of them are just like laid out in a booth. as they just like very, very like weakly like wave at you. Venti gives you finger guns, while Borea does like a very, very like almost painful wave.
Rose will give a good morning to the crew, or the player characters, I should say. Give a slightly over the top formal good morning, and head over to her bodyguards to again discuss how she's going to deal with her parents. What the not excuse, because it's not technically her fault, but like the plan of action.
Okay. Fucking Rosette pointedly ignoring Ashley.
I mean, she said good morning to them.
Yeah, she says good morning, but she's like, yep. Not gonna talk about what happened last night with Ashley. Nope. Nope.
He's drinking right now.
Feyre just looking up from the fucking giant pot of eggs that she is now making, because there are, 6 people to feed, plus dogs? Just, staring, and looking towards Ashley, and looking back towards Rose, and looking towards Ashley. Starts muttering in Infernal.
Clint looks over to see Rose has sat with her extended friends to Clint, and he'll give it hold two fingers up with one hand, and he'll be like, "Oi, oh, I meant to tell you. I told Ashley what you did, just so you know."
He slightly stiffens a bit, because I feel like she was kind of facing the booth, so back to the crew. Stiffens a little bit, turns around, smile. So we're all on the same page then. Good.
You're all welcome.
Thanks, Clint. It's a little tight smile.
Proceeds to deposit eggs in front of Ashley and Clint, and then fucking carry 3 big plates of eggs over to the other table.
Rose will turn to Ashley, turn her head, and say, I assume you have no problems with what happened then?
As you say that to him, he takes another shot. Eggs first, then lecture.
I roll. It's kind of an eye roll, like a lazy ash or whatever sign. She turns back to the group.
Goes back, finds herself a seat at the bar, fucking muttering, probably at the general direction of Liff, because she could figure out where he is. Just freaking, why are we surrounded by these people? Why are we in the middle of all this shit?
You just hear he has started cleaning up after breakfast. Whilst Feyre was bringing the plates of eggs, he started washing the pan and shit, and gathering up all the shit, putting them away. And you just hear in a low voice of just you're the ones who came into my house.
Oi,
It's technically our house now.
Don't you be complaining. We got this house nice and shiny and new, and you actually have business and people coming in. You can't complain about us. We can complain about all this shit, or I can complain about all this shit that they're bringing.
Can we all complain?
Oh, yeah, not about us.
He just you see a hand gesture towards the group as a whole.
Let me remind you, we also are keeping people from coming in here and trying to exercise your ass.
See a fucking flinch. You see, like, how he grimaces. Yeah, that'd be it. I don't think that'd be fun.
Mm.
I wonder what getting exercised feels like.
Death, probably.
Death, too. He holds up 2 fingers.
Lift nods, holds up 2 fingers. I still get to complain about the drama, though. I did not sign up for this.
Feyre just kind of gives a nod, will turn around and use her fork to, like, point at Rose across the room. Rose. I don't know what you two over there talking to your friends about, but we are taking you to go see a cleric. To get that shit around your neck figured out.
Oh my god, I was muted. She turns and nods. Yeah. She turns and nods and signs back. Yeah, I'd rather not be have this on me at all times.
How were you able to message Tanya in the first place?
Out of character here. Do you not remember what the rings can do?
I know that they can help you find where they are. Was it also...
You could cast message through it essentially. Or you
Okay.
can message the
Okay.
other wearer.
Okay. No, I completely forgot.
And it was dropped by Sprinkle, because Sprinkle recognized Rosette's necklace. Sprinkle let slip that last time she saw one like that, Ashley's matching one, Tanya was wearing it.
So,
Hmm.
do you want Ashley to actually say that?
Pick your battles. Pick your battles.
That's why I asked out of character.
Drama.
Uh,
I'm getting popcorn.
no, he passes. He passes wisdom check.
So he didn't say it.
He did not say it.
Probably for the best. Was there another part to what he said that I don't remember?
No.
So the conversation just essentially ended with the, we're taking you to the cleric, and Rose saying yes. Nothing else has happened.
Yeah, I don't want to be tied to this, if possible.
You hear Borea, like, lean over across the table and, like, boop Rose's, like, hand. She looks very tired. And she's, like, her other hand is, like, cradling, like, her head. As she's, like, rubbing her temple, as if massaging away a headache. As she, pokes Rose to get her attention. And she uses that same hand to gesture between her and Venti. The 2 of us can handle your parents for you. At least for today.
You sure about that?
Well, we were the protecting detail. We do have to explain away how the entire crew turned on us.
Well, if you're sure you want to handle it, then it's you guys. I suggest dealing with the hangovers before then, though.
She, like, starts nodding and so I takes a glass of water. And you see Venti right next to Rosette. Just, like, nods. And you see her slip into her fucking coat pocket and, like, pull out the flask again.
Was it said, deal with your hangovers, said loud enough that Feyre would hear? Like, are you guys being quiet in the conversation or like standard noise level?
It was fine. So
If Feyre was looking, she could have seen it though. Because fucking thieves can't sign language.
Fire just kind of like watches for a second, and then there's just this like kind of evil, impish grin. You know, I got a nice hangover remedy that two of you can have. Good lord.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Don't die.
Okay. Only because you told me not to die, though.
Okay, good. Deal. Sorry, what were you saying, Z? What was Feyre saying?
That she has a, while looking very impish, has a hangover remedy for them if they want it.
Venti is going to like lean back. She's facing the way you would expect. This way. But she kind of like leans her head back over the booth and just like turns to look at Feyre. It's like, what kind of remedy?
Oh, you know, the things you pick up around the ships when you're on them long enough. A little bit too much rum, a little too late in the night.
Is it legal?
Oh yeah, perfectly legal. Maybe not fun, but it'll cure you right up.
Venti just like squints. She's gonna roll insight. 18. What kind of intentions does Feyre have here?
Use some of that nasty shit that people say are the cure, like hangover cures.
Ew.
She's
No.
She is being completely honest with us, saying I have a hangover cure, but she's also not hiding the fact that she's like, it's not a fun one.
Yep. Oh boy. Let me roll for this real quick. At seeing that, Borea just like straightens up, shakes her head no, takes a sip of water. Venti squints. Again, there's a very slight feral look in her eyes. And she looks at Feyre, and she's kind of smirks as she like holds up the flask she just pulled out. Well, my other idea was to just get drunk again.
You can join me if you want.
Holds up the flask in like a cheers motion. But I don't think drinking on the job is very good.
You don't necessarily want to be going to your boss's house smelling like alcohol and talking about how you failed to protect her daughter.
She shrugs before she sits up and like turns to properly face Feyre and puts the flask back in her coat pocket. He's like, all right, hit me.
Feyre just grins and will go behind the counter and starts making a little concoction behind the counter.
What is this concoction? Please enlighten me.
It is going to have a base of pickle juice.
Ew!
That's actually something that they tell you real life
No.
you drink. Yep.
No, I'd rather die. I'd literally rather die.
A base of pickle juice.
No.
You keep making noises and we'll keep starting over again.
Continue.
And then have a little bit of a little splash of water on top to give a little bit more hydration in it. And then probably like an egg.
Raw egg.
Yep. And like
Jesus
a dash of hot sauce, so you can't taste anything but the hot sauce.
Yep.
Shake it up nice and good in this like little like slightly bigger like a highball glass essentially.
Oh, it's so gross.
Walks over and sets it down in front of Venti.
The worst part, as gross as I think that is, it's so fucking gross. Venti fucking takes it and chugs that shit. Only con save for her. She's fine. Of course she is. She fucking downs it all back, down the fucking hatch. You know those, like, videos where you see someone have, like, a fucking pint of beer that they just, like, push back and, like, not, like, gulp down, but just, they essentially just open their throat and it just all goes down at once?
Yep.
That's essentially what Venti does. With this fucking highball glass full of pickle juice, water, a raw egg, hot sauce. And shaken up to, like, this, like, light yellow, greenish color with streaks of red. And she fucking, like,
Sounds so
slams the
offended.
glass down. What uses her sleeve to wipe the back of her mouth. Grins triumphantly.
Feyre was just grinning herself the entire time. Sees her slam the glass down and just gives a little nod, picks up the glass and kind of pats her shoulder. And there you go, Sayla.
She looks to Borea, who is very much trying to hide the fact that she's gagging behind her hand. And she, like, makes a gesture, like, pointing towards Feyre with her thumb, and Borea just, like, shakes her head. Nope, 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 no. Still having her hand over her mouth.
Feyre just like points a finger at Borea, the one like with the hand that is holding the glass. Saying, now if your sister manages to go through the day without having nothing like a hangover, you know I'm right.
I'm sure you are, right? I'd rather not.
Suffer. And just turns and walks behind the bar.
You just hear, like, Venti reach for a glass of water, take a sip. It's very loud, but it's obviously a stage whisper, and she just mutters, "Coward." Oh my god. That's gross. That's so gross.
You're the one that asks for further explanation.
That's because I think descriptions are fun. I am just... The thing that I'm most irked about is the pickle juice, and that's just because I have an intense hatred for pickles.
Same. It's a special place in hell for burger places that include pickle, but do not
do.
state anywhere that
I
they
know,
include
right?
pickle.
Like, for some reason, there's, like, certain state that you pass, and as soon as you pass that state line, everything has fucking pickles in it, and they don't say it.
It's better that
Unfortunately,
there's pickles in it.
pickles and pickle juice are a known helper for hangovers and for, in particular, dehydration.
Just because I know it's true does not mean I have to like it. I see this fact is correct. I don't believe in it.
So,
Sorry. Got distracted by pickle hate. If there's no further need of Borea or Venti, they're going to eat their eggs. Venti is going to down the rest of that water. And she's going to walk out with Borea to go and face their bosses. Unless anyone needs them.
Be
think we're
safe.
good.
You know, they each... Borea gives, like, a little head pat to Rosette. Venti wastes no time in just ruffling Rosette's hair as she passes. And they are outie.
Right, now we're off to see a cleric.
One of these days, Archer's gonna get real tired of us. But that also might keep him from coming to our bar and getting free drinks.
If anything, he's going to demand more free drinks.
Not if he can't stay on that side of us.
He'll never get tired of us. Archer loves us.
Snort.
And this is the person you all have been doing missions for, correct?
More or less.
Sort of missions. More like exciting outings.
There's no time like the present.
Yeah, might as well before the Temple District gets overrun by people today. Pharaoh just pick up Riptide from where it's been sat on the counter, secure it on her belt, and start heading out.
I'll be with you in a second. I'm gonna go upstairs and grab something.
Make sure Sprinkle hasn't died.
That's what I'm gonna go grab. He's gonna go upstairs and check on Sprinkle.
Okay. As you go upstairs. Give me 1 second. My mom just. Mother, not 2 sessions in a row. No.
You never call me anymore.
You fucking called me yesterday.
No, you never call me anymore, huh?
Fucking
Doesn't
angry.
count if I call you.
My mother has a West Indian accent, Joe. Good luck.
What you talking about? This is your mother.
No, that's Mr. Amy's mom.
I know what I said.
Not actually. No. Lisa, if you ever see this, please, you do not actually sound like that.
Yeah, cover your ass real fast.
Yeah, real fast. Okay. So. Okay, sorry. Roll20 is deciding to not work for some reason. Alright, Ashley, as you're walking up to your room, and you walk up and you open your door, the very first thing you see when you open the door is a bright flash of blue. As very, very quickly, as soon as the door is open, Sprinkle is in your face. The second thing you notice is that your room looks slightly different. Suddenly, for some reason, everything looks slightly shinier than usual. But no, shiny is not the right word for it. No. As you walk inside and you look, and the sunlight catches through the window, passing through the curtains, it's sparklier than you remember it being. And as your eyes land on your bed, you see a gigantic pile of glitter. It's about enough glitter to fill a 5-foot by 5-foot square,
Oh god.
piled on top of your bed.
Oh.
Everything in your
Christ.
room is lightly dusted in glitter.
Good
I would
luck
rather
getting
die.
that out.
Ashley just pauses, stares down at his glitter pile. Where's Sprinkles?
Sprinkle is right next to you, Ashley. They are hyperventilating into a paper bag.
Slowly head turns to Sprinkles. And he just waits.
What?
You left a bit of a mess.
Sprinkle takes the paper bag away from their mouth and like look at you, and then look around the room, and their eyes go wide, and they turn to look at you. I didn't see that.
Yeah?
It wasn't me. I swear.
Uh-huh. Who was it?
I don't know. I was just here flying, and I was on your bookshelf, and then I couldn't really breathe, so I got my trusty little paper bag, and so I used that to breathe, and then I calmed down a bit, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up again, and I kind of remembered what happened, so I used the bag again, and then I was flying around, and then you walked in, and you're here, and all of a sudden I noticed this. I didn't do it, though.
Was that another fairy in here?
Oh my goodness, was there? I hope not. I didn't see one.
Ashley just gives a very long sigh. It gives a very soft flick. Then sets her in his pocket. Calm down.
Okay, I can calm down. I'm calm. I'm very calm.
What part is freaking you out the most? The fact that Rose contacted your boss, or
Uh, is there something other than that I should be worried about? Because if there is, I would like to know.
just making sure that we're on the same page?
Right, it's a very, very worrying page.
Why did you tell her that I gave her my ring? I was trying to avoid that.
I didn't exactly know. I sort of noticed that it looked very similar, and I think she saw that I noticed. I tried to not say so. She wouldn't, stop, and she looked very, very scary. And then Clint put the gun down next to me, and it was pointed towards me for a second, and a bullet will break me in half. Bullets are very big.
Okay, well,
I didn't mean to.
try and
Actually,
get that cursor moved. You want to come with?
I don't know.
He brings out the honey wine that he brought up. And pours a bit for her.
Roll fucking persuasion. Oh my god.
You want to come with? Do I have to?
I think I have time. I can make time. I think I can. I have a schedule. My schedule is really open.
See
Now
this, so you stay here and you clean my room.
but I didn't do this.
There's just he's Ashley has the patience of a saint today. With how stone faced he is right now.
Actually, I did not do this. I can't do this. Where am I going to get this much glitter?
Ashley, like with two fingers, like picks up sprinkles, and it just like a salsa shaker, just like moves her up and down a little bit.
Yeah, you see fucking slight dust come off of Sprinkle's. Sprinkle. Her name is Sprinkle. Her wings. However, Ashley, roll me Arcana. And roll me an investigation. Or a perception.
Oh.
Um. I'll use your investigation because it's higher, and also because I swapped it on you at the last second. Um, you see, you're like, yeah, fucking fairy fucking pixie dust. That shit, legend, right? Sparkliest shit in the fucking world. And you see, like, as you fucking pick Sprinkle up and you shake her a little bit, some does fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see it actually falls and lands on the floor next to your shoe, right?
Uh-huh.
And you think, like, yeah, your point is made. And then you notice the pixie dust that falls disappears as it lands. It stays for maybe 5 seconds before it vanishes slowly.
And she's like, it was like, there, you see. Kind of frowns. So you really didn't do this?
I told you I didn't.
He's going to go to the glitter, now wary, and he's gonna identify it.
It is glitter.
It's just glitter, just
It's
regular
just
glitter.
fucking glitter. You know
Just
what? I'll
like
throw
on
you
Frank.
in the identify spell. It's a biodegradable glitter.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So don't worry about
No
fantasy
magical
microplastics.
origin. No magical origin. I just got pranked.
Let me look at this real quick. Let me double check. It is just glitter.
It's just glitter. Okay, I just got pranked.
Magical
Okay.
origin would be you see faint traces of conjuration.
Okay. So this is probably Rose's form of revenge then. Okay. Alright.
You see Sprinkle's eyes widen. And she turns and she's like, "That is evil."
Yes. Yes, it is.
Rosette is scary.
No, she's not scary.
She's very scary. You did not see her. I saw her. I think I saw a part of her no one else saw.
Oh, yeah?
Her eyes were very intimidating, and she's very scary. She's very tall.
She's always been a very strong-willed woman, but just because somebody's tall doesn't mean they're scary. You should know that.
There's a common denominator I have found with people. Everyone who I find scary is also very tall. I do not think that's a coincidence.
Sprinkles, I'm not sure how to tell you this, okay? So I'm gonna need you to just take a sit.
Sits
All
down
right.
in the palm of your hand.
You are 2 inches tall. Everybody in this world is taller than you.
She like goes from sitting cross-legged to like putting her knees up and like propping her chin on her knees. So everyone is scary.
How have you survived this long, little fairy?
How how did I survive this long? Now I'm worried. Am I not going to survive anymore?
You'll survive, just stick with me. You know I'm gonna protect you to the best of my ability.
Right. I can do stuff on my own. I need to find a job. That's what I need to do. I need to find a job. I need to busy myself, and because if I'm useful, people won't want to kill me. Are you hiring? Do you need a messenger of some sort? That is my skill set. I can deliver messages very, very quickly. Sort of quickly. In a relative time span. I can do that.
Well, we might need you eventually.
Do you know someone who would need a messenger?
No, not currently. I could see if my parents could put you to work, but I don't think they would want to talk with a fairy right now.
Well, they sound extra scary. She like makes grabby hands towards the fucking honey wine.
He pours her a shot glass.
Shot glass. Size of a fucking 5-gallon bucket for her.
Yeah, that's enough to keep her busy. Alright, I know you didn't do it, but try and clear this glitter out to the best of your ability, alright?
He gives a salute.
Alright. And he'll go back down.
She's going to just like carry the fucking shot glass of honey wine up to her bookshelf. Or the bookshelf that she has made her home. And hopefully, I'm gonna roll to see how much she can clear up. A tiny ass fairy on her own, clearing out effectively a 5x5x5 cube of glitter. Where's she gonna put it? I don't know.
Just toss it outside.
Toss it outside.
Use Gus or some bullshit. I don't know.
Okay. Again, Ashley returns empty-handed.
And just like gives him a look up and down. Narrows his eyes. Did you get what you needed?
I think I'm good for now.
Ashley, how
Shrugs.
long did you spend in your room?
Not long. Just a couple of minutes.
How far into your room did you walk?
Why?
Just answer the question.
I guess to the middle of the room.
Okay, cool. Everyone with a passive perception higher than 10 will notice the knee and down of Ashley's pants have slight traces of glitter.
Favorite
Clint,
just
not noticing it, shrugs and just goes, "Well, let's go."
Let's be off.
Has a
Favorite
perception of 9.
Favorite like has a 16, so she definitely fucking notices it. And she just like turns from where she's sitting, and Ashley, you get this full head to toe staring at the feet, back up to face, back down to the feet.
What? Men can't wear glitter these days. You'll be judgmental. And he hops into the car.
Just arching a brow. Well,
Um,
that's gonna be an interesting fashion talk.
Somebody thought it wise to toss a bunch of glitter in my room. That's all.
Shakes her head slightly, gets into the cart.
He'll use Presta to clean the glitter off.
Give me a
Those,
second. Let me check something real quick. Where is... Let me just cross-check this real quick. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Actually make me a charisma save. Okay. Nothing happens. Proceed.
Okay, proceeding.
What were you saying, Iris? Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying she was like bringing her plate to like the kitchen area, right? Notices gives an odd look, but follows after. Not really commenting on it.
All right. You all head out, piling into the carriage. Where are you all headed?
Archer.
Back to
Archer.
Archer? You guys saw him yesterday.
Yep. Well, he's seeing us again today because we got a new one.
New day, new curse.
Yeah.
All right. You guys know where to go. You guys retrace your steps back to the Temple District, which I said was in... Was it Castle or Seaward? One of those two. And you all make your way down. Again, these streets are, once again, very, very full and lively as festival has begun. For the 4th day, you see lots of people giving gifts today. A lot of them are handing out flowers to any random newcomer that they pass by. A lot of people are chatting. It seems to be a lot of handshakes and smiles. You get the general vibe that today people are being very, very open and very loving towards everyone around here. Everyone is very open to new connections. And everyone is giving gifts to whoever that they care about, whoever that they meet. You see a lady... Actually, you pass by a very familiar old woman as she's stood outside of a bakery handing out little packages of chocolates and cookies. You see Edith Porter, bakery granny,
Grandma.
standing outside of her very, very lavishly decorated bakery. All the fucking cardboard hearts and shit all in the windows and all that. Standing next to her is a little girl, also handing out the same little packets of chocolates and cookies to anyone that passes by. She gives a wave as your carriage passes. You see the little girl sees this, and she's going to try and toss you all. And you see that little girl sees this, sees her granny wave to you all as you pass by, and you see her like fucking rear her hand back with like a packet, like a little bundle, a little like red parcel wrapped with like red ribbon, and like the ribbon has been like stretched so that it like curls really fancily, of like a packet of cookies. And she rears her hand back, and she like puts all of her weight into it, and she tries to throw it into the window of the carriage, and it goes approximately 2 inches before it falls right in front of her.
Aww.
She accidentally, she tries
Can
so
I use
hard.
can I use Mage Hand to catch it and like, since it's invisible, like have it look like it's being thrown all the way inside?
How fast are Ashley's reflexes? Because she rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
no.
baby.
I got Dex. I got
You got
Dex.
Dex. Alright, roll me a Dex. Let me see how fast you can
Acrobatic?
react. Acrobatics?
Or is it
On
save?
you got, I was gonna say a Dex check.
Okay.
As in just straight Dex. This is just your pure reflex.
Straight Dex.
See if you can cast this before. No!
Oh,
you
oh baby. Feel bad for her.
see this like looking, she's like 10-year-old girl, right? Tries to like rear her hand back and throw you guys this like little fucking little packet parcel of cookies, and it looks like she kind of slips and her shoe is untied. Oh no! And the cookies just go kind of straight into the fucking ground.
Aw.
And she looks at it, and she looks back up at you guys, eyes wide. She looks back at the cookies. She looks back at you guys. You guys are rounding the corner.
Aw.
Amy,
I
why'd you do
tried.
this to the child?
I tried.
She rolled a nat 1, man.
Who did this?
You guys see the granny just kind of like patting her shoulder. As she looks back down at the cookie parcel on the ground.
She just had one of those like traumatizing moments that will stay with her for the rest of her life.
That's exactly what just happened. At 3 a.m. 20 years from now, she's gonna remember. But you guys pass through the market, and again, more of the same. A lot of people partaking in the festival. And you guys make your way to the temple district, and you get to the same church that you guys saw last saw Archer in. And it looks about the same as you would expect. I assume you guys all go up to the door.
Yep.
I'll say it's like, what, 1 p.m. at this point?
Yeah, somewhere around then.
Yeah. The rogues are not early risers. So, as you guys go, there's no one at the front. But you can hear, or not hear, but like, yeah, you can kind of hear like movement and like plates hitting each other from where you guys know is the dining hall.
If there's no one at the front, that means there's no one to tell us we shouldn't go in. Do-do-do-do.
Yeah. I imagine Clint just starts making his happy ass all the way back without another word, and like, Feyre's just like walking like a few feet behind. She'll raise her voice like, "Oh, watcha! We got some lights for you."
Alright. You guys open the door. The dining hall / kitchen looks about the same as you saw before, but instead of like a feast that is prepared, it looks like there are like little containers of food. Like essentially like little boxes that half of them are like closed and wrapped up, right? The other half are still open, and you see Archer is in the process of filling them with food. There seems to be like a spread across this table about 100 box lunches essentially, and he's filled half of them. And he just turns to you all. He looks up. He is in his quote-unquote Archer Demore gear, as in his civilian identity gear. He is not in his Cupid getup. But he looks to you all, and you see him just like put down his pot that he was loading it all with. I think he is loading all of the meals with spaghetti. And, like, 3 meatballs each with spaghetti sauce. All of them has pasta in it already, and he's just like ladling in the spaghetti sauce and meatballs into each container. As he like turns and he like puts the pot down.
Clint rolls up.
Go
ahead.
Say, Farah, like, gets through the door, hangs back just long enough for Rose to come through the door, grabs her by the shoulders, and pushes her in front of her. Got a new one for you.
We need you to work some of your magic jewelry removing magic.
Surprise shove. She kind of stumbles in. But she gives a slight head bow and pulls out her notepad and introduces herself.
Would Archer recognize Rosette?
I don't know. Would he?
Nope. It's another nat one. He don't know who the fuck this is. I was more so speaking on her being a noble. Because I don't think he's ever physically met her before. But he puts down like his pot and ladle. He like puts it with a cover. He like starts packaging up and closing the last box that he filled. Then he turns and he's like, another one?
That's right. Another one.
To be fair, we know exactly what happened to her. We're just trying to see if you can maybe fix it.
Also, don't worry. It's not like me. She needs a necklace removed for a totally different reason.
Another necklace. That...
Crazy, right?
Can I know what happened?
Looks very pointedly at Rosette. Tell the man what you did.
She makes the makes a bit of an exaggerated sigh, starts writing. It's gonna be slightly long, but short version. I may have been cursed by by an archfey.
He nods.
He'll essentially write, I may have threatened Tanya. May have.
May or may not
she,
have.
she starts writing threatened, crosses it out, and she puts like I may have
Strongly discouraged.
yeah had an intense discussion with the Queen of the Fae, and she didn't take it very well.
He, like, nods. And he just, like, takes a step back. And he walks up to Rosette. And he holds out a hand to shake.
He'll shake it.
Mm-hmm.
A little confused, but okay.
And he is going to smile as he shakes Rosette's hand. He will say, that sounds like quite a bit of trouble, but I'll see what I can do. And he is going to reach down and he is going to raise up Rosette's hand to kiss the back of her hand. Says, so he introduces himself with a smile. It's like, and unfortunately we had to meet like this, but my name is Archer Demore. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wait. Don't fucking flirt with her. She is supposed to be married, and gestures towards Ashley.
His ears twitch.
He looks at Ashley. He looks back at Rosette. He looks at Farah.
Rose shakes her head.
He's gonna shrug. I was just being polite.
Sure.
It's ex-fiance. But it's a pleasure to meet you as well.
He's going to drop her hand after giving you, like, shake again. He is going to run a hand through his hair as he just, like, looks at the group as a whole. It's like, points to Farah. If you show up tomorrow with the curse, I'm not helping you.
I think I got some protection from that type of stuff. And just like pats her sword.
It's like, I'll see what I can do. What exactly is the problem here?
I can't take this off. Kind of lifts the necklace.
Hmm. He's going to gesture as if, like, may I examine?
Nod.
He is going to reach out and touch the necklace. It's like a chain around the ring, right?
Mm.
Mm. You see, he studies it. He is. That's not his stat block. Where is his stat block? Where the fuck? Where's my fucking stat block?
While he is doing that to be nice, Pharaoh will go around him and just pick up the fucking pot of spaghetti and just start, like, going down the line, spooning shit out.
Mhm.
She is not packing it, but she is spooning it out.
He's going to nod, and he, after taking like a good minute or so to examine it, he is going to lean back and like let
Sorry. go on.
and let like the ring necklace like fall from his finger as he leans back. And he kind of like tilts his head a bit as he like looks at Rose. It's like, that certainly is a curse you have there. I'm not sure if I can remove it. I can try something though.
If you think it'll help.
Right. He is going to raise a hand and gesture to pick up the necklace again.
You'll allow it.
And he goes and he closes his eyes, and you guys see just like very, very light red flicker in his palm of his hand as he's holding this necklace. And you see his like brows furrow a bit as he concentrates. And you guys see that like Rosette sees this thing because it's right in front of her face. But you see that like red light in his palm, and it glows, and it kind of flickers a bit. And he kind of just like lets out like a sigh as he opens his eyes and drops the necklace again and leans back. It's not working. I don't think I can cleanse it right
dice.
now. There might be something that might work, but I don't have it on me right now. It's somewhere else.
Where else could we go get it?
Yeah, you guys can go get it if you feel like making a little trip.
Looks to Farah and the rest of the group.
Pharaoh's eyes just narrow. What are we talking about?
There might be something I have that I left with a friend in town. And I don't know if it would remove the curse, but I can... Points to Rosette. Do you mind if I talk with you privately first?
Nod.
He is going to nod and gesture towards the doorway that leads up the stairs to his office. The same path Clint took. Yesterday. Oh, so long ago.
Clint will follow.
What's this?
No hesitation.
Clint will follow.
Yeah, he's in the whole group's going. He's already been up there once.
Pharaoh will see and like just like fucking immediately hand with the spoon, drops it back in the pot and reach out, snatch back of collar.
What?
Now you.
Not me.
Just
Aren't
her.
we all going?
No. You
Oh.
are gonna help me finish these things. Just points to one of the, like, the lunch boxes that just has to be, like, packed up and wrapped.
Goes to reach into the lunchbox and just grab a meatball.
Eh! Not yours.
Hmm. Just one.
Close it and wrap it, and if there's any left, I'm sure Archer won't mind.
Fine. I'll help pack spaghetti.
Ashley, your ears twitch. You hear a ding. A timer has gone off. In the kitchen behind Farah. Your fox ears and no. You smell garlic bread.
I guess I should take that out of the oven.
Think you can cut that up too if it needs cutting.
Yeah, I think you can handle that.
Garlic bread? Smells
Garlic
fucking amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Does Amy want garlic bread right now? Maybe.
Okay, does
That's beside the point.
if somebody
Let's go
does
back to
not
Rose.
want garlic bread, there's a problem.
Yeah, but it's more so like in this moment, I'm like, what sounds good right now? Oh, I know, garlic bread. But you guys are all taking over what Archer was doing. Very nice of you all. Earning points in his book. Oh, do you have an opinion, Sailor?
Always.
Hi. Hi, you want out? Okay, hold on, let me let the dog out. Stop. Let me leave the fucking chair. Stop it. Okay, going back to Rosette. Archer will gesture for Rosette to go up the stairs, and he will lead her up a couple spiraling flights to a door with his name on it, and inside is what looks to be an bedroom/office. There is a simple bed. There is a desk with a chair. There is a wardrobe, a mirror. Essentially, the essentials. It's cozy. It's not extravagant, but it looks very comfortable and welcoming. And he gestures for her to take a seat.
Will do so.
And he sits behind his desk. Very much cinematic parallel to exactly what Clint was doing the day before. And he kind of just gestures towards the necklace. He says, I don't think I have to tell you that that's not good for you.
He'll look at him and she'll ask first if she'll try signing to see if he can understand what she's saying.
No dice.
Okay. I figured as much. She'll make the psychic link.
Okay.
To charge.
He seems a little... There's like the slight look of surprise in his eyes, but he powers through it.
Rose gets a little bit of enjoyment whenever that happens. I just But yeah, she says, I figured that was the case.
Do you want to know what it's doing to you?
It would be better to have more information. But how bad is it?
Good news is you're not dying.
That's the good news. I don't think the rest is going to be all that much better. It's very
Were
low
you-
bar.
I do have a question for you. Were you born with magic?
Yes, I was.
That necklace is somehow attached itself to your magic. And it's corrupted it. I can't tell you what it's doing exactly. All I know is that it's affecting it. So, it could be good or bad. I'm guessing it's bad, considering the discussion you had with the Archfey.
Sarcastic smile. How can my magic be corrupted? It's not like a spell or something. This is what I was born with.
I'm not sure. But I can tell you that that's attached itself to that part of you. And that you're going to need something very, very powerful if you want to sever that tie. You're probably going to have that for a long time.
How powerful are we talking here?
Upon first examination, nothing short of a wish.
He looks a bit distraught. But she has a very sad smile and is like, well, at least it's on me and Mom.
He tilts his head in acknowledgement. I can see, though, that it is trying to corrupt you more.
Is there a way to slow it?
In theory, no. But I know someone who has something that can stop the spread completely.
And who is this person?
A friend of mine. She runs a clinic over in North Ward. She has... I think she's the best person equipped to treat this because, unlike Ashley's necklace or amulet I gave him yesterday, you're going to need multiple treatments regularly to keep this at bay. Nothing that'll change your life forever, but you are essentially going to become well acquainted with my friend there. And as long as you take the treatments, however often you need them, nothing is going to change. The corruption will stop here. And then eventually, if you can get that wish, you can remove it.
Straightens up a bit and puts her hands on her lap and kind of like folds her hands on her lap. Can we get an introduction then?
Oh, can you repeat that?
She said, can we get an introduction then? How much is it going to be for these treatments?
The price, it's You'll work out the price when you get there. I'm a bit busy today. I have a lot of things to do. He, like, makes a vague gestures towards downstairs. The fucking army of lunchboxes. But I can write down the address and a note explaining the gist of the situation and that I sent you. The good news is that she's open today.
And what is her name?
He pulls out a quill and a piece of paper. And he starts writing down a name and address. And as he writes it down, he also writes on that same piece of paper a note explaining the situation. Or more so, he kind of just writes down that he is sending you all signed Archer, right? He hands the paper to Rosette the same way a doctor hands a prescription. This is,
Yeah, that's basically what this is.
yeah. He hands it to her and he explains her name's Wisteria. I'm sure you guys can work out something and you'll have this fixed in no time.
I hope so. His name's Archer Demore, correct?
Yep.
Thank you.
He's in the
Mr.
general NPCs. Yep. There it is. He nods. And he smiles. And you roll insight.
Demore.
Just smile as he gestures towards the door. Like, I think we should get back to the others so that you guys can be on your way.
Gives a nod and will, I guess, lead the way.
Go back down to the group. How smoothly has this operation downstairs gone?
I mean, they're competent with cooking. Like that's clear enough. We got this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Imagine you guys have like an assembly line going on.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Feyre putting in the the meatball and sauce. Ashley cutting and putting in the fucking garlic bread. Clint closing the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very
He-
well-oiled machine.
He got bored after a couple of rounds of it, so he started like spicing it up, throwing some in the air and catching it in the box.
Oh my god. Oh no. Roll me dex. Or sleight of hand.
Sleight of
I feel like this
hand.
would file under sleight of hand. Okay.
15.
Okay, you catch it. There is no spilled lunch.
Yeah.
One of them is pretty close though.
It's
But
fine.
you catch it. Yeah, it's fine. You caught it. It's fine. Look, it's sealed up, packaged, and stacked up with the others. Why are you guys looking at me like that? Where's the next one? And Rosette followed by Archer return.
So it seems like they have things handled. To Archer.
Like, I did not expect you all to help out like that. Thank you. I appreciate it. It saves me some time.
When once you got the bread to Ben.
Shit. He like looks to the fucking oven. He completely forgot about the garlic bread.
I think Clint's gonna be demanding a payment in meatballs, though.
Usually there's some extra.
Great.
Feyre hears that, looks at Clint, impish look. It's like, Clint, heads up.
Oh my god!
Launches a meatball.
Catch it with the mouth.
I demand a deck save.
I was gonna make Feyre roll an attack. Wait, no, he's not trying to dodge. He's trying to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I induce advantage for her attack roll?
Yes. Are you proficient in meatball, Feyre?
Does it count as a simple or martial weapon?
I'll say it counts as a simple weapon. One of the first weapons you get access to.
So it's proficiency plus dex on top of this. So it's...
Advantage.
We were born by the meatball. By the meatball.
I'm gonna do it this way rather than typing this shit out because I'm too lazy.
Holy shit!
That was a 26, baby.
That's a nat 20. Holy shit.
Right
So
on
does
target.
it like hurt Clint's teeth or how does that
It's
work?
perfect.
It's just perfect? Okay.
It's just absolutely fucking perfect.
Swish.
Somehow she threw the sauce as well.
Damn.
Perfect.
And not a single drop got on his fancy jacket. Hear a golf clap from Archer.
Clint will bow, and then gesture to Feyre as if she is like his lovely assistant.
Just a little tip of the head. And finishes the box that she was doing and pushes the pot back into Archer's arms.
You will gladly take it. Like, oh, that's the first I've ever seen that actually work out for someone.
Yeah, you better savor that because that's never going to happen again.
Feyre just smirks. You never know. Right? We do weirder shit every day.
Archer is gonna just concede as he nods his head and gives a smile. It's like, yeah, I mean, you do seem pretty skilled, so probably could happen again.
People of many talents.
I wasted my one nat 20 for the next 3 months on a fucking meatball.
It's iconic, though.
Worth it.
And Archer just resumes filling his work of, like, filling up the lunchboxes. It's like, is that it? Or is there another curse you guys were hiding from me?
We'll let you know tomorrow.
About what I expected. Oh, I should probably tell you. I think you guys should pay attention to Trades Ward tonight. Or
Got it.
actually, fuck, I misspoke. I'm sorry. North Ward. That was an Amy fuck up.
It's a little bit closer to home then. That'll be nice.
Clint doing
I
an
don't know.
okay sign.
It's on your home turf, right? So you should have the advantage. I am going to be over in Trades Ward. If you guys need me tonight. But I think you guys have this handled, from what I've seen at least.
Figure just kind of like nods a little bit. Like, well, with any luck, this thing will show up nice and early and we get to bed in a decent hour.
Oh, don't even bother hoping.
Don't curse us. We already got enough cooks to deal with. We don't need yours.
Oh, trust me, I know. Plenty of curses here. I'm just speaking from experience. Usually they don't show up until at least midnight. Something about the in between days, I think.
Figure just kind of sighs. Shakes her head.
If it makes you feel any better, after this week's over, you can sleep in as much as you want.
After this week's over, something else probably gonna happen to us.
Probably.
We can only hope. Got to keep things interesting.
I don't know that we necessarily need to be saying that right now.
Alright. Well, I need to get back to work. If you guys need me for, he gestures towards his, the insignia on his breastplate. This stuff, I'll be in the market today, passing these out.
Two-finger salute, and then look expectantly at Rose.
Rose will give a slight head bow and say, "Thank you for your time," or send to him.
He smiles. Anytime, of course.
And she will pull out paper and hand it to Vera so she can read it, or so everyone can pass it around as she starts walking towards the door.
Fiddle will read it and pass it on and just kind of whistle slightly. Look at us, we're gonna go and meet every single fucking cleric in the city.
We are? Why?
Gets paper.
Paper has very simply Wisteria Nightshade, a random address in North Ward, and then a message of help these guys out. For me, please. Thanks. Signed, Archer Demore. I'm assuming that cues carriage ride?
Yeah.
Carriage ride.
Okay, cool. I think we're going to take a little 5-minute break, you know? Use the bathroom, refill water bottles, scream into a pillow if you must.
Sounds good.
Good, awesome.
So Kira.
I think Kira goes AFK every single time we are on a break.
Damn it.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that. I am returned.
You're good.
Did anything happen? Or we're on wrong break?
We're on break. We're gonna be, I'm assuming, starting up outside the clinic next.
Hello, I am back.
Hello.
Weather.
Hello.
I think Piper and Joe are still at AFK.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Ah, I thought you would have started talking.
Well, I did, but only after you assumed I wouldn't start talking.
Sir.
I was just straight up chillin'.
No. Okay. All right. Ah, do we have an everyone?
I think so.
Oh, we got
Yes.
Iris.
I am here.
We got a Piper.
Mm-hmm.
We got a Kira.
Yep.
So are we introducing Kira's character now?
Don't be foolish. There is no such character.
You can't fool
No.
me.
No,
I'm
not
just
at all.
spectating.
You can't fucking fool me. I'm on to you.
All right.
Don't you go sending me into Brooklyn right now.
Oh my
I'm on
god.
to you.
Yeah, it'll just be a quick devolution that will just happen. Like, fucking Kira will start, and then Amy will start, and then Joe will start.
And then before you know it, it's Goodfellas in here.
Goodfellas. Yeah, I feel like it's late enough that instead of Goodfellas, it's gonna be The Irishman.
Iris, call my phone, please.
Everyone's tired and slower, not as lively as they used to be. um. All right. So we all good? Piper, you found your phone? Okay, cool. So, tuning back in to last time on Waterdeep, the gang went up to Archer with another curse. Two days in a row. I feel like it's a new record. And they leave Archer's clinic, new destination in mind. Get in the carriage, are driving through town. Festival is in full fucking swing. It's approximately like 3 p.m. at this point, as you guys make your way through the city, taking in the sights of the festival. And over at your destination, we're going to shift the camera over to a little clinic in North Ward. I can't fucking speak for some fucking reason. Yeah, North Ward, you know? Yeah, over in Waterdeep.
Already.
Yeah.
This is what happens,
So
Kira.
It's
Your fault.
Well, how is it my fault? I just talk like this.
Yeah, here's the thing. Me and Kira just fucking bounce off of each other way too much. As soon as one of us slips, the other slips as well. It's just a cycle. So, over in North Ward, we are going to zoom in to a little clinic that is, I assume, busy.
Oh, it's probably slam jam today, like it never is.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'll say that, Steria, you have help today. Fala is there helping you with the clinic work.
Styria views this as a minor miracle, and he's very quick to point that out. But she's giving lots and lots of very... You got, like log cabin-esque walls and stuff like that. There's a few dozen beds that she set up, but like some of the stuff that, normal people would think to include is not included here. Like the chairs are all just not comfortable because it just doesn't occur to her. It just does not occur to her. But the decorations are very pretty. Lots of flowers that don't seem to brown at all. The petals are always in place, etc. It's just, Wisteria herself is always vaguely overworked looking and sometimes smeared with who knows what on her coat.
Okay. And how many people do you think are currently being seen in the clinic? Like, is there a line? Are people at this... It's like 3 p.m. at this point. Do you think people are, like, filtering out, or...
I think that people are starting to filter out. However, it's been a very busy day in a way that she's not quite used to. Because of the particulars around payment in her clinic, most people aren't usually willing to give her a shot most days, I would say. So she's not used to people actually seeking out her help, and it's kind of shaking her just a tiny bit.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that your friend Fala, who runs their own, who runs Corellian's Crown, their own herbalist shop and apothecary, and that they are in fact a member of the Guild of Apothecaries and Physicians.
Oh, that's fancy. Are
Yeah,
you in
there's-
that guild?
Depends. Did you want to do the paperwork to be in the guild?
She
And pay the
likes-
guild dues?
She likes paperwork, but she does not like money.
Because if you want an inn, Fala is your inn. You just gotta pay the guild dues.
Perhaps later. Perhaps later.
Yes,
Something
we can
to
decide
aim
this
for.
later. Yeah. Later. She wants some experience first. Okay. So, Twist, there's like a very rare lull, right? Or a moment where people are starting to filter out, but there's still a couple people waiting to be seen. But right now, you find a moment to just breathe, right? The last person that was seen, they're complaining about like a toothache of some sort that they just haven't been ignoring for months, and that's not very healthy or good for them, and is in fact very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And after you set them up straight, you give them something that could help the pain. You work out whatever payment, quote unquote, they'll be providing. And right now, you find a lull as the next person waiting to be seen is currently busy at the moment, filling out their paperwork because they're a little confused on how this whole thing works. And in fact, you see that the next person up looks to be an older human man. And the first thing you notice about him is he's not very well dressed, but he's not like unkempt by any means. He's just like, it's not very pristine. And the second thing you notice about him is the smell of salt in the air around him. As he walks up and he like flags you down, he waits his patience. It's his turn to be seen. He holds up his paperwork. He's like, just, the little fucking like, hey, what the fuck's wrong with you, right? And he says, he just kind of slides, he doesn't say anything, he kind of just slides you the piece of paper. And on the piece of paper, it states that he has a bad knee. And as you go to ask him questions, you see he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out an apple. And he just bites into it as he just waits for you to say something.
Bites into an apple?
Yep, he pulls out an apple from his pocket.
Okay. He's... Are you eating in the middle of an examination?
He looks down at the apple. I forgot the voice I did for this guy. It's been so fucking long. Like, am I not supposed to?
Generic.
Yeah, just generic. Like, am I not supposed to? I thought I
No.
could eat.
Well, it affects the way your muscles tense. I kind of really get a good feel for it if you're eating. You could have a wee bit of scran after we're finished.
But hold on, aren't apples good for you?
Are you about to hit me with the apple a day keeps the doctor away line?
I've never heard of that before. I just really think they're a good fruit.
You never heard that before.
Shakes his head. Nope. Pate takes another bite of the apple.
Wisteria raises a brow, shakes her head, glances at this man's paperwork that he was waving around, and sees what he has offered as payment.
He has offered to be a lookout as payment. / information / gossip bringer.
Wisteria looks from the paperwork to him, looks from the
Another-
paperwork.
Another bite.
She
By the way, this is what he looks like.
Of course. She crosses out the part where he just wrote gossip informant, and she writes in very pristine handwriting 2 pieces of unknown information. And then holds the paperwork back out to him. She goes, "You can't be saying such vague things on paperwork like this. You'll end up in trouble."
I mean, gossip is gossip. It's what I hear on the docks.
Aye, but I'm providing you with 2 services today. So you provide me with 2 pieces of gossip. You see how it's even.
Okay, I can do that. Do you want it now or
Afterwards.
can I finish my apple?
I suppose you can. Nobody listens to
Like-
me to begin with.
He takes another bite and he's fucking almost done with this thing. It's impressive.
Mysteria sighs deeply and continues her examination.
Yeah, he's got real medicine.
Sure. Let me see. Oh, I guess it did advantage. I don't know how to turn that off.
We just go with the first roll.
Okay.
So a 24. God damn. You see, it looks like his left knee has been fractured for who the fuck knows how long. Like his, I forgot what it's called. Patella. That's what it is.
Mhm.
There is, like, you can feel it as you examine it, and he like slightly winces before he bites into the apple again. There's just like bumps on the patella, and you just feel like just a spider web of fractures on it. You feel that they've healed over, but they're the way that the bone mended, it wasn't properly set, and it wasn't, taken care of at all. And you can feel the ridges in the bone as where it regrew. And it seems to be irritating the skin, and it seems like something didn't heal right and is jabbing into the surrounding joint every time he walks. It's not debilitating. You saw him walk in, but it's very, very uncomfortable. And you, now knowing this, can kind of think back and see that he slightly favored his other leg.
So, is this the sort of thing it sounds like he's gonna need surgery?
You're the doctor.
I am the doctor.
Mm-hmm. He could.
All right.
You could. It's up to you. Do you think this requires further treatment? Is it just pain management? Whatever you want to try. You're the doctor here.
All right.
I will let you know. I have no medical knowledge. There is no correct answer here.
Okay. Mysteria will look at this man, sigh deeply. She has seen so many of these injuries in her time. It's so many people just extremely blasé about all of this, which she does not understand. Right? Well, you've got 2 choices here.
Munch.
The first will resolve the problem, but it will be a wee bit painful. You'll be needing surgery, which I could do here at the clinic, but it'll be a long time recovering. The other is I give you a wee bit dram for your pain and send you on your way.
he thinks. What's the surgery do? Are you taking my leg off?
Oh, nay. We'll not be taking it off. What we'll be doing is opening you up, taking a wee look at the bones, and perhaps shaving them down a wee bit so they didn't bother you no more. All very routine. I've done this a couple dozen times.
He nods. I'll flip a coin. 1d2. 1, he goes for surgery. 2, he goes for pain management. Drugs!
Sounds like a sailor.
Pause. He pauses and he like tilts his head and he like, the medicine, is it like, can it be apple flavored?
Wisteria gives this man an extremely flat look and just adjusts her glasses. Sighs. I'll make it apple flavored for you.
Now you're speaking his language.
He nods. Yeah. He like nods. He's finished his apple. He puts it in his pocket.
Well, you wait here. I'll be back with your medicine. Wisteria goes off, muttering about nobody respecting modern medicine or alchemy anymore. Apple flavored.
Oh my god. I imagine you like he's just in the waiting room now. He's been examined. He's just waiting for his prescription, his medicines, his apple flavored medicine now. And as he like goes to sit down, Paula sees you coming out from the examination room and going to your workstation to get about getting the treatment together. And she looks at him and she looks at you and she's like, first time meeting Heldar?
Oh, aye. Do you and he go way back? Is he
No.
always on about? Oh.
I just know he's the apple guy. The apple sailor. He's always around.
Oh, aye. I ken that. It wouldn't shut up about apples.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not good.
Wisteria starts assembling the ingredients. Apples. This it's chewing an apple, and I'm trying to examine him.
What did he see you for? Was it his knee?
As you do know. You ever seen a knee that broken before?
I mean, I never got to examine him. He always just came in and asked if I had any rare apples in stock. I just saw that he always limped.
Rare apples. He asked you for rare apples.
They nod.
Wisteria shakes her head again. Starts pouring stuff out.
He's been trying to get me to add specific apple trees to my garden for him, actually.
Are you going to?
No. I'm not.
But you'd
Ever.
make so... You'd stand to make so much money.
I don't even know if he works as a sailor anymore. I always see him just standing around. I don't know what he does. I don't think he knows what he does. I don't even know where he gets the apples.
Wisteria kind of frowns as she's corking this bottle here, and then uncorks it, reaches over, grabs something labeled apple flavor, and drops some in. then recorks it. Come to think of it, do they? How's a sailor getting apples? Or do they carry those on ships here?
I mean, I know he does. I think it just depends on the sailor or the ship. I don't know. I mostly see sailors after they get a little too hungover or get too injured. So I'm not sure what they supply themselves with.
Wisteria lets out a good-natured scoff. We get plenty of that type around here.
Yeah, there's always a surge every 3 months when a new ship docks in town.
New ship, but same injuries. Isn't that funny?
And they snort, and they're like, well, I mean, I guess all ships are kind of the same. Same work.
There's a bit of comfort to that. At least, some things stay the same. It's not like it was back home. There, everything was always changing on you. Every week there was something new.
Yeah, I get enough of that here. I can't imagine that. I get enough of that, well... I should probably stop playing cards.
Wisteria tilts her head a little bit and nods. Maybe just for the week.
But I made so much money last time I was there. Have you been to the new tavern?
New tavern.
Troll Skull Manor opened back up.
Oh, did they do?
Yeah, I went there and I kind of lost everything I went in there with. But so did this other girl there, so I don't feel too bad about it. But I went the next day and I made some of it back.
You lost everything you came in there with, but you're recommending it?
You don't have to gamble. I mean, I'd love to play with you. I think that'd be really fun, and I think, we can make a deal maybe of playing card games. Later when I get some more gambling money.
Wisteria just kind of smiles as like, this is why I didn't go messing with coin. Coin? That'll get you in trouble.
God, coin is the root of all evil. Yeah, but it's fun to gamble with.
You can gamble with plenty of other nonsense.
Yeah, but it's not universal. Not everything has the same weight. See, a gold coin has the same weight. Like, literally.
But isn't it a wee bit dull for you? It's always
very
coin.
shiny.
Wisteria just flat stares again.
See a grin.
I didn't mean that kind of dull.
Right. Still not dull.
I'll take your word for it, but after the festival's done, let's go get a pint.
Sure. Considering I'm helping you, maybe you're buying?
She narrows her eyes, but smirks. Aye, on me, on me.
And with that, Fall is going to stand up with a smile. Like, all right, back to the chopping block. I've got someone in here who has something on their back. I don't know what it is, but apparently it hurts.
Take care with that. Those can spurt when you're not expecting it.
She like, you see them like cringe a bit. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. And you guys hear the do you have a bell on your door? Is there like a little notifier of someone walking in?
Yeah, I assume she'd have a bell.
Mm-hmm. Hear the bell open and you see a bunch of people, well, a small group, walk through the door. Just they kind of just like clap your shoulder. It's like, all right, that's on you. Have fun.
Wisteria will nod, wave, and then turn toward this group.
Now, context clues. This is the party.
I had the feeling.
Yep. And the rest of you walk into this clinic. It's dwindling down. There's only a couple people just chilling. You guys see Heldar vibing with an apple. He brought out another one. Wisteria, you look and he has another apple.
As you walk through the back into the front again, Feyre's just like, Eldar, what the fuck are you doing here?
Waiting on my medicine.
What is... You sick? Why didn't you tell us you're
No.
sick?
I got a busted knee. Doc's gonna make it apple flavored.
Uh-huh. Did you do something stupid on the ship again?
I mean, they always do something stupid on the ship, but this was like 3 years ago.
Just a very, like, what the fuck expression.
I've been busy.
Yeah, extorting apples out of people.
I wouldn't say extorting. I'd say accepting donations.
Can I hear this going on, or is
As
this
you're
while-
walking towards the front, you hear this exchange happening, and Wisteria, as you go, you see the party, and would everyone like to describe their characters for each other?
Newbie first, newbie first.
Newbie
Okay,
first.
Okay. All right. So I will post Wisteria's photo and start that way. I made her in.
Also, hey, new party
Uh,
member. Who would have
yeah.
guessed?
Yes. So Wisteria is, she's got this pale violet hair. She just looks exhausted. This is the most exhausted elf you've ever seen in your life. She's kind of tall and like really wiry, but she's bent over, so it just feels like the weight of running a clinic is physically stooping her a little bit. But she's got these kind of half moon spectacles on. She just doesn't quite look like the sort of person who smiles terribly often, you know? She's also got a set of antlers that are coming out of her head. And she's wearing, a white coat over a black dress, which is already smeared with who knows what. She's got a wide variety of stuff, just, on a belt, etc. And she's currently holding a vial of the medicine for Apple Boy over here as she walks in.
Okay, we're gonna go Discord order. Z.
Feyre is a solid 6 foot tall tiefling. Pale, kind of silver gray skin and white silver hair that has been pulled back into essentially a long heavy braid at the back, but with some kind of intricate braids at the front that cover part of her face. And you can see the part of her face that's covered has an eye patch over the eye on that side. The dark horns that just kind of slope along the back of her head, kind of pointing backwards, and a bright gold eye with black sclera. And she is wearing what you would assume to be a kind of generally sailor-ish outfit of a white shirt and kind of a, not corset, what's the...
Bodice.
Bodice. Leather bodice. In a cloak that's over, like a half cloak over her shoulder, and has a rapier on one hip and a whip on the other, and you probably can see something poking at her back, that she has something else back there, and just this long silver and black tail that's just kind of swaying as she turns her attention, and you just get this like single eyebrow raise as her eye lands on you.
Alright. Next up is Iris, who will be right back, so we're moving on to Piper.
Ashley is about 5'7", 5'8", with blonde hair, blue eyes, palish skin. He wears something fancy at all times. I think today is just a regular suit. He also has fox ears and a fox tail. That is all.
A very dapper looking fox boy. Joe.
Okay.
Here we go.
So Clint is about 5'10", I believe. He is his age is probably somewhere between 20-ish, 30-ish. I think I made him 25. I can't remember exactly. I didn't write it down, but that's not the point. He has like a mess of blonde hair, a little bit of stubble going on, but not in like an unkempt way. This is the kind of like somehow roguishly handsome stubble. He has a crooked grin on his face almost constantly. He's wearing a dark gray, dark black collared shirt with brown trousers, a darker shade of brown long leather duster, and a similar shade of brown leather hat. And it's got a wide brim. It's somewhere between it's kind of like a cowboy hat, but it doesn't have like the big obnoxious like 10-gallon hat cowboy swoop in it. It's a little bit more flat.
Okay.
And you can see on the inside of his left hip, he typically walks with one hand hooked like in his pocket or something. And on the inside of his left hip, he has a holster that has I don't know how common firearms are in the setting.
They're not.
If they're recognizable.
They're recognizable. You'd see like out of 100 people, you'd see maybe at most 5 with a firearm of some sort. You don't expect someone to have one in, but they're common enough that you can recognize them for what they are, but you don't assume someone would have them, and seeing someone have one is rare.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So yeah, you can see on his left side, in his on his hip, he has some type of hand firearm. Has he met Heldar before?
Yes, because he was there asking for appletinis at the bar opening.
You're right. I do remember that. He didn't meet him before that, but he did meet him then. But Clint will see Heldar and give him a nod and be like, sorry about your knee. And I can't remember your name, so I'm just gonna call you Apples. Silence needs consent.
Um.
So, Wisteria looks at the group that has just come in. Was on her way to hand Apples over here his apples, and then she stops, and it's like a cat stuck, just has spotted something unholy just off screen, where they're just looking at a ghost or something. So she's kind of just spooked for a second. And she just hands the guy the medicine without saying a further word. And comes over toward the party, clasps her hands together, sweeps the party up and down, up and down. Welcome to the Nightshade Clinic. What can I do you for?
You wouldn't be able to steer you, would you?
I would.
We got a nice little issue for you. And we'll grab Rose by the shoulders, position her in front of herself, and hold out the paper.
Push Rose forward. Our friend here is cursed. She pissed off a Fey Queen by calling her when she wasn't expecting it.
You say this. And
Hold on, is
Wisteria-
Iris here?
Nope.
I think Iris is still gone.
Okay,
God
okay,
damn
we
it,
can
Iris.
wait, we can wait.
Yeah, we missed Rosette's description. I feel like this moment, Iris does need to be here. And
Just-
Iris, hurry up.
For the future, if you want Clint to not say something, or to be more closed-lipped about something, you have to very, very pointedly tell him to not do that.
Clint is very
Otherwise,
good
he'll
at
just
following
fucking say it.
instructions, but he must have the instructions.
Correct.
What is Wisteria wearing again, by the way?
It's like a white coat over a black dress. It's like a white overdress almost.
Gotcha.
What
Can
class
I-
is she?
Oh, she's
rogue. Because this is Rose.
Rogue or
she's rogue cleric.
A
okay.
roguelick.
Yeah.
Hmm. Kira.
I
Yes.
see the Iris no longer has the mute button.
Is
the
the
Iris
Iris
returned?
This is the story of Iris.
Iris!
I don't think she's back.
God damn it.
I'll say, Kira, do you mind if I send in the Wisteria, like, full art? Or could you?
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
Cool. Boop.
You see.
She's fucking cute. It's literally just, like, a little bit of a zoom out.
Yeah.
It's
she's-
really sad to imagine a person who looks like this sort of naturey and cute being exhausted.
She's at the bags under the eyes.
Yeah. She's got like definite eye bags going on.
Hmm.
I'm back.
Hey.
Welcome
Welcome back. We're gonna start
Sorry,
off.
I'm-
No, okay, you good?
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, cool. Well, first of all, can we get a Rosette description?
She is an astral elf with black hair. She's decently short compared to the rest of the party. She has damage. She has very crystal gray eyes. Her hair lace is like it's like a blackish blue kind of thing, like raven hair kind of thing. She is currently in kind of like a nicer white long sleeve shirt, some pants and boots, and a belt. Kind of the pants are blue. And she has a cursed necklace on.
Right. But it doesn't look cursed. It looks like a really pretty necklace, actually.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's also very cursed, apparently.
Yeah. So.
She does have a slight gosh, my brain. She has a slight twinkle in her outfit. Just it's really, really expensive, I think.
You can see the money.
Yeah. It's almost as if you glance at it at a certain angle, it will shine.
Mm-hmm. And can I just for just to hear it again? Can we get a repeat on what Clint said after Feyre presents the rosette?
Yeah, so we push Rosette forward to the front because we're here on recommendation from our friend to help Rosette. And he had, after she had been shoved to the front, Clint had said, "Oh yeah, this is all friend Rose. This is Rose. She has a I can't even fucking remember what he said. She has a cursed necklace.
Because she called a
Because
Fey
she
Queen without giving her notice, or when she wasn't expecting it, or something.
Yes, because she called the Fey Queen when the Fey Queen wasn't expecting it. Pissed off a Fey Queen.
Rose was flipping through her little notebook to go for the introduction page. It stops when Clint says that.
And she hasn't
Don't
been
worry, buddy.
presented, because Feyre grabbed her by the shoulders and moved her to the front of the group.
Clint sees Rose flipping through her notebook, and he just pats her on the shoulder after he said that, and just goes, "Don't worry, buddy. Oh, I got you covered."
So,
Pain smile.
as Clint says this, just absolute spotlight, Wisteria, just eyes huge, and then it looks like she's coming awake actually for a second there, and then she settles back down. She lets out a sigh. And she goes, I understand now. You're all pissing on my head and saying it's rain, right?
No, she really did piss off the Queen of the Fairies. I need your help. She has a doctor's note.
Feyre just shakes the paper again.
Wisteria looks at the paper, looks at Ashley, takes the paper, reads the paper.
It literally just says Wisteria Nightshade, the address of the clinic. Note, and then below that says, "Hey, help these guys out for me, please. Thanks. Signed, Archer."
Tilts her head back, pinches her nose. Alright. I'll bite. Which Fey Queen?
There's more than one Fake Queen. I have to deal with multiple? He actually kind of just felt like, I might have to deal with multiple. Fuck. I didn't even consider this.
Which Fey Queen? Wisteria repeats.
Titania.
Aye, of course it's Titania. Of course it's Titania. Wouldn't it be anybody else, would it?
No, it wouldn't. You understand my pain.
Wisteria.
He looks to her antlers. Those are antlers, right?
Yeah, they're antlers.
And his fox ears twitch in a fat fish.
Wisteria looks at him very pointedly, and she goes, Ashley, I understand your pain. I know it well.
Found friendship.
What was that?
Found the friendship.
She's just clearly just overwhelmed by this. All right, all right. How upset is she at present?
Well, according to my fairy friend, about to start a warpath.
Oh, aye, is she now?
Yeah. We'll go into detail of that later, but the point is, she's cursed because of it.
Mhm. An archer sent you right here to me. Extremely, like, just rictus grin on this woman's face right now. Oh, aye. Alright, let's go to my office, and, we'll discuss this a little further. She starts leading them toward a room in the back.
Before you go, you hear a voice. It's fucking Apples. Excuse me?
Stu turns towards him, glares, walks over, hands him this medicine.
Do I just drink all of this? Like right now? Or
No, you take it twice a day in the morning.
how
Empty
much?
stomach. A capful. That's why the cap is that
capful.
size.
Oh, and if
Capful.
Ashley
Okay.
turns to him, and if you tell anybody about what you just overheard, I will make sure that you will never have another apple for any period of your life ever again. Got
I
it?
wasn't. You were saying something?
Okay. Smart man.
I think I missed something. I think I missed some gossip.
No. Chew.
Okay. He takes the fucking apple medicine, gives a nod to Wisteria, and just right then and there takes a capful.
I said, she begins, and then she stops. Right? The patient knows best, I suppose. And then she just turns and starts sadly walking to her office, gesturing for the others to follow. Mysteria's office is in the back of this clinic. It's fairly small. It's packed very high with books, though. She's got like 3 or 4 bookcases that are just jam full of stuff. Mostly medical textbooks, but there's a whole lot of other novels and stuff throughout there. Like it's a fairly eclectic collection of literature. She's got a desk. It's not a very fancy desk, but it does have a lot of vines and such growing around it. There's flowers pretty much everywhere you look here. She takes her seat and gestures for the others to take their seats. She's got some lined up around as she starts going through some of the drawers in her desk. And she goes, "So, you've upset the fake Titania. Could you tell me, out of pure curiosity, how you did that?"
Ashley just kind of adjusts the seat and looks a centimeter off vision. It's like it still looks like he's like focused on her, but he's just slightly tilted away.
Rose, being spoken to, will glance at Ashley and sign to him. "Oh, not going to speak for me now." "I thought you knew all this."
What can I say? I want to hear your version of it.
Now you're interested.
I will say, Kira, for context, how I'm running Thieves' Cant is that it's a coded language. However, it can also be used as a sign language.
Okay.
And that's what Rose signs in when she's not writing.
Yep.
And
That
because
makes sense.
Syria is also a Rose, she understands this.
She's like,
Syria is also a rogue.
as she's, rooting through her drawers, she sets down a glass cloche with a flower in it, like a very faintly glowing flower. She catches some of the exchange and she goes, "Oh, a wee lover spot, is it?"
Feyre just snorts.
Clint will like wave his hand very astutely and say like, "Oh no, not anymore. Their engagement is annulled."
Oh, is it now?
Ashley's ears flick. This is the only sign that he's annoyed, because the rest of them has been trained from birth to ignore this.
Why is that plant over there glowing and shit?
Keen eyes you've got, she said. Aye, it is glowing. It happens to be magical, like like everything else.
And, yeah, I know what magic looks like. Trust me, I know what magic looks like. I'm surrounded by more than enough magic that I really don't want to be surrounded by, but it's not gonna do nothing, right?
Well, it won't do anything to you, but it will, maybe, when treated properly, do something with that. She says, pointing to the curse, which she just has located to like Rose's entire self, basically.
Mm. Okay, so there's a medicine. Okay. Go back to poking around the opposite side of the office.
Since it seemed that the good doctor here knows Inkscan,
Yes.
or could translate, she starts signing, and basically she says, Titania and I had a disagreement, and I told her to stay away from Waterdeep. She didn't particularly like that, and she said we would be speaking again soon.
There's the rictus grid is back, and it just seems to have gotten like a centimeter wider. Just like cracked open slightly more. Oh, she said that she'd be back in Waterdeep. She said that to you.
Oh, she said she didn't plan on coming herself.
Oh, I. Of course, name. She wouldn't.
But this, and she points to the necklace, has a partner. It has a partner ring, and you can communicate to it. She currently has the other half.
So,
Since I've spoken with her, I cannot take this off. Tight
Mysteria.
smile.
Mysteria is still doing this awful smile. She goes, so you're telling me that Her Highness could be listening in to what we're saying here? Potentially.
Potentially.
She just keeps repeating it as she uncloshes the flower. Oh, of course. Well, I've got good news. I've got terrible news. which would you prefer to hear first?
Surprise
Clint
me.
looks over to Rose and just goes, I know this trick. It's always bad news. Both times.
Considering the fact that apparently it's corrupting my magic, I don't think it could get any worse.
Oh, so you already know that. Well, that saves me the trouble.
Wait. It's corrupted my magic.
What was that?
She's like, Feyre had clued in on that little bit of information. It's like, it's corrupting your magic?
According to Mr. Demore, yes.
Apparently not just according to him. If she's reacting like that, the fuck were you gonna tell us about that?
I believe I guessed it.
You need to work on your communication skills.
I didn't think it was worth bringing up if the doctor here could fix it.
Feyre just like does that like whole body shake of like, the fuck do you mean it's not worth bringing up? Mute people can communicate, Amy.
Now, let's be clear about something here. Fix is a bit of a strong word when we're discussing matters of titanious proportions. Lovely proportions, she corrects. She stops herself from saying something else entirely.
She kind of nods.
What I can't do is cure it, but what I can do, providing you visit regularly, is stop the spread of it a bit. You see, this flower here, she points to it, is a cotton from the garden of the eternal bloom. It's imbued with powerful magics, and seeing as the bloom herself is a minor archfey, we've got a bit of space to work with if we use this to intercede on your behalf. Eh?
Okay. Is there some sort of catch?
Catch is... well, I didn't really do things like most people do here, and people seem to use the word catch an awful lot, but it's just an arrangement, really.
And what sort of arrangement are we talking here?
I didn't care for coin, and I didn't care for money of any sort. But what I do care for is deals. It's the way I operate. If you could just offer me something in exchange for them, then we're off to the races.
Okay. Is this going to be a by treatment basis?
Well, that's up to you. Now, you can either pay up front or we can work up installments.
What would you like?
What was that?
What would you like?
Wisteria pulls from her drawer a stack of paperwork containing various trade goods and services provided and a suggested monetary value thereof. But it's got pretty much all kinds of services you could imagine that a person would offer. There's like, smithing some nails for her. There's exchange of information, which is broken down into several categories. There's casting spells that she can't cast. There's offer home cooked meals, etc. There's a whole lot of suggestions. It's extremely broad. She just needs something.
Hmm. Are there any types of herbs you?
Well, I do have somebody who gets me herbs at present, but what kind of herbs are you talking about?
Medical supplies could work if you need those.
Why, we're always in need of supplies. Be happy to accept those.
Hmm. Well, my family works in transporting goods from different planets. Could get you some herbs from another world.
Asteria's eyes go bigger again. Could you know? Aye, that'll do. That'll do. She takes out another sheet of paper and then just very quickly and with surprising neatness writes up a simple contract that in exchange for treatment of this particular ailment, she will receive extraplanetary herbs. And she does this with unnatural speed.
Would a shipment per shipment per meeting, I guess, or per treatment work?
Aye, that'll do. If you could just sign right here.
She'll read over it, make sure there's no funny business.
It's a surprisingly straightforward contract. Like, there's no funny business here. It's just, like, extremely formal. But, like, the termination clause is, like, if you don't bring, herbs, or if the herbs are not to satisfaction, then you enter renegotiations on further costs. Like, it's very fair. It's just extremely formal.
Yeah, but like she's a merchant's daughter, so like, read it. Gotta read it all.
Very fair.
She'll sign it. Seems like we have a deal.
Mysteria will nod. Now, I suppose I should be telling you. Didn't. She turns to Ashley and she goes, "You didn't recognize me, do you?"
Pauses. Should I?
Again, the grin. Of course not. Why would you? Why would you?
Ashley just sighs and looks down like, oh no, I did it again.
It's amazing how many times this has happened to Ashley.
So you already
Clint.
knew me then.
Clint pats Ashley on the shoulder and just goes, "It's okay, mate. I don't remember you."
Farah just like
Thanks, Clint.
standing on the other side, just snorts and will like prop an arm on Clint's shoulder, just kind of like looking at around him at Ashley. Probably should be starting betting on you. Make some good money that way.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't remember you. You clearly know who I am.
That's no matter. Nobody remembers me to begin with, so why would you? Why would you?
I'm sorry. It's just my time in the Feywilds is very blurry in some areas, so
Why it'll do that? You weren't a Fae born, were you?
no, I was taken as a young Ashley.
Our perception of time isn't the same. I'm sure you already know that, though.
Mhm.
Well, suffice it to say, if Titania does come to town, or if she sends someone, will you be telling me who it is?
Yeah, of course.
She nods, seems slightly more at ease. And you will never be saying you came here, right?
Less promising.
It's like Feyre just like holds up a hand and like kind of waves it slightly. Yeah, no. See, you just made a whole big old deal about knowing him and him not knowing you, but you didn't tell him exactly how you knew him.
I'd like to know this as well.
Well, it's a wee bit embarrassing.
Turns towards
So-
Ashley. You didn't sleep with her, did you?
I mean, Ashley like looks
Nay.
over like I don't think I did. I mean, I think I would remember. I mean, you do look very nice. I mean, he pauses, like realizing what he just said.
Wisteria looks surprised. You what now?
What? Nothing. So, how did you know me?
Alright. Well, here's a question for you, Ashley. When I said the Eternal Bloom here, do you remember meeting her?
Amy?
Roll with is memory tied to more wisdom or intelligence? I feel like wisdom, right?
Well, I feel wisdom, probably.
Wisdom, yeah. Roll a wisdom check. Just straight up wisdom.
Just
Wouldn't it be
straight with.
history?
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, history you
It's
could
more like
argue
academic.
that could be like knowing historical information.
Yeah,
It could be
this is
either.
more
I could see
so-
either.
It's
Yeah,
also it could also be religion, I could see.
Hmm.
I'm gonna use a
You know what?
bardic inspiration.
You know what? I'm gonna be nice. Your pick. History, religion, or just straight wisdom.
History, please.
Heh.
And then bardic inspiration.
The name is
11.
familiar. The name certainly is familiar.
The
It's
name-
like this was someone important, right? Yeah, this was like a big deal, you're pretty sure.
The name rings a bell. I don't remember my time meeting her.
You didn't remember. I swear, every day humans find a new way to. I didn't know it was possible to forget her. I'd like to.
I'm sorry. So what happened with this eternal bloom?
Well, let's say she and I was in her service, so I attended her quite often at court. I heard you play multiple times. I complimented you on your playing. As a matter of fact,
Wow, this is really awkward for you.
Tuts her tongue a few times, like just forget all you fans, huh?
Look, time in the Feywild, it's different. Things happen. Perceptions change. He kind of just stammers out, looks down.
regardless, she and I are no longer on speaking terms, you might say. So, if she ends up coming here, please do tell me, will ya?
Oh, yeah, anything for a kindred spirit.
Just above table real fast so I understand the implication here. She and I, she being Titania or she being the bloom?
The bloom.
Okay.
Yeah, kindred spirit, of course.
Then, we're all set to begin treatment as far as I know. Will all of you, be hanging around while I do this?
How long is it gonna be?
It will only take long, quarter hour.
I don't have anywhere to be.
It's also not that far to go home. Just, what, a couple
True.
streets down? Just looks to Ashley and Clint as to what they are planning on doing.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Clint just shrugs, like, down. You're just gonna. Totally indifferent.
I guess we might as well stay out as long as we can, because we're gonna have to go back to work for the evening anyway.
What about the tavern? Don't you guys need to run that?
Again, we're gonna be there for the evening when they actually get people in there.
Oh, but we also have to go and deal with that thing.
That's
You know.
night.
Oh, so now you're being discreet.
About what? The monster?
There we go.
That's not until like midnight earliest.
I'm sorry, did you say something about a monster?
Yeah. Well, our friend, Archer, has us helping him hunt monsters.
Feyre just like tilts her head slightly, and you see this like tail goes a little bit faster behind her for a moment. I don't think you're supposed to be saying his name very much, at least not in attachment to that.
Oh. Right. Forget you heard that.
Hey, it's alright, it's alright. Archer and I, we go a bit back. He was one of the first people I really talked to when I came here to Waterdeep. I wouldn't mind helping out a bit.
Yeah, I mean, are you able to handle yourself in a fight?
Oh, aye. You see, these antlers here, they're just for decoration. I've never been in a fight before in my life.
And
Really?
Feyre just like brow that you can see arches, and she walks over to behind Ashley, pinches the top of both ears. Yeah, these are exactly the same thing. They just come from fighting, you know? She's not pinching to hurt. She's just pinching to hold still and make a point.
Oh, you see, I was born with mine, she says.
So you gonna headbutt a monster?
Oh, you can see gears turning in her head at this prospect. And she goes, well, I could if I wanted to.
Do you want to?
I'm better off as a backline support, but I could if I wanted to. Above table note, she absolutely could not. She could not.
I mean, just for future reference, if he ever did want you, it would be an unarmed strike and you'd be doing piercing damage.
She's got 8 strength. She could
Yeah,
not.
you do at least one because antler sharp.
It depends on how low that dice roll is.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Farah just kind of like looked at her up and down, stopped pinching Ashley's ears, and now is just like hands on Ashley's shoulders. She's not moved quite yet. Well, if you're interested in doing that type of stuff, then why don't you swing by the Troll's Cove? When you're done here, at least.
No, I was just hearing about you. The trolls. Yeah, it's Hold on, I'm forgetting their name.
Follow?
Vala was just telling me about it. We're gonna have a wee pint after work, actually.
Brow immediately goes up, perks up, follows you.
Oh, aye, they've been helping me all day.
Turns and starts to leave the office, starting to yell for follow.
Clint looks at Ash and just goes, "Do you know Fala?"
I do believe I do.
Follow was the one that was at the gambling table.
Clint
Yep.
Oh.
Clint just rubs his chin and just goes, Well, that don't mean much for either of us, because both of us forget stuff like crazy.
Actually, it's taken so much psych damage.
Ashley's had a day, man.
And it started with that note.
Yep, sure did.
Asteria just nods. She's looking Clint up and down, and she goes, "Oh, yeah, right. I didn't know what you are." She says,
I'm a Clint. Clint Red Letter. And he holds out his hand. At your service.
she holds out her hand to shake. Asteria Nightshade. So, I'll be seeing you all at the tavern later.
That would be probably the best place to find us. Unless we get into some weird shenanigans and end up not going back to the tavern. Which might happen. Who knows? He shrugs.
Alright, well, let's get the... I'll see you there. But let's get this treatment going before I forget how. She opens up a drawer, another drawer, takes some stuff out of it, goes over to a bookshelf, takes a very fancy silver bowl out of it, fetches a pitcher, pours liquid from the pitcher, this silvery kind of sparkling liquid, into this silvery bowl. Starts tossing some of what you now recognize are seeds on top of it. Then she plucks one of the petals from the flower and she drops it into the mixture, and it all starts to glow and glitter for a little while. So, you'll be needing to come back here every... let's see. What's the moon phase today? Right, waxing gibbous. You'll be needing to come back every gibbous phase, aye?
Or is that one on? Is there any other things I need to...
Nay, fortunately, well, the treatment's pretty straightforward, as I said. You may feel a slight tingle, but shouldn't be anything troublesome. It may make you feel a wee bit more, beautiful, though.
Did you say beautiful?
Aye, bonny, fair, whatever you'd like to say.
That's an interesting effect, but okay.
It's a side effect of where the magic is coming from. You see, the bloom is the eternal god of the archfey of beauty and transcendence. So you kind of deal with it without having a bit of that going on.
Hmm. Well. Well, at least I wouldn't be lying if I felt that way, so. She kind of smiles a little bit.
Oh, it's great for your skin. Now, looks like it's almost done. She plucks the petal from the water, holds it up, and taps it with the back of a finger. And it goes from a silvery glow to kind of a faint purplish one. And then she hands it over to Rosette. She like offers it. She goes, "Right, you'll be eating that now."
So take it, inspect it for a second, and then eat it. What's it taste like?
It tastes like tea, like an herbal tea, but it's got kind of a floaty, heady, light floral taste to it too, where your mouth kind of tingles and it makes you feel just lighter. You know, like you almost feel like you're floating in your seat a bit.
Puts a hand to the side of her head to try and ground that floaty feeling. That's a weird feeling.
Oh, you're not done yet.
Oh,
You gotta drink the rest of that now. It's a wee drapple dowser. She points to the bowl.
she nods and I guess goes to take it.
Yeah. And Wisteria mimes drinking it.
Pull up to her lips and start sipping at it.
Yeah, it's the same sort of flavor, but this is very, very cold as it washes down your throat. And you can feel that cold spreading out into the different parts of your body. It's a very visceral sensation. Not a bad one, it feels clean, but it's very cold.
And how much is there?
Yeah.
I would say there's like a bit more than a glass, because it's a fairly small, it's like a cereal bowl.
Okay, I was imagining giant fucking bowl.
Yeah.
Imagining
no,
chocolate
it's not a
bowl,
big
and I was
bowl.
like,
I was
Yeah.
imagining
Like-
you're making Rosette check a gallon.
Yeah, I was imagining like one of those really wide silver bowls you use for like doughs.
No, this is like a cereal bowl that's like highly decorated.
God.
It'll take her a minute or two to finish it, but she gets it down. She usually likes colder weather, but it's interesting having it come from the inside. It's just a bit uncomfortable.
So, are you feeling less cursed?
I'm not sure what I'm feeling.
Well, it's not cursed.
oh, are you feeling less ugly?
I guess.
That means it's working, right? Looks to Asteria like,
Aye, that does mean it's working.
there you go.
She kind
So?
of looks at her hands a bit, pulls part of her hair to look at it. But, the thought, has my hair always been this shiny? Pets it slightly. Okay. She didn't sign that, but you could see the like. You can
thought
almost see
pattern.
the thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, a successful first treatment in the books.
Thank you for your assistance.
Aye, and thank you for the herbs that are coming soon, I'm sure. And remember, you didn't see me if you're talking to any of the other Fae.
Of course.
Somebody come save Fala and her patient, because Feyre 100% just walked into another room.
Oh my god. I imagine that, like, it's been long enough that, like, Fala's done with their patient already.
But they haven't gone to the next one because Fair's is like, do you want to lose more money?
Yeah, so you open the door and you're met face to face with, like, very, 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 like, old dragonborn who's, like, hunched over. That's how fucking old they are. They have, like, a cloak. And you open the door and they look up at you and they just try to, like, look back down and just, like, try to, like, move forward past you a bit, using their, like, cane to, like, move, shoo you to the side out of the doorway. Young people these days, you know?
I'm moving, Grandpa. Fowler.
Yeah, you hear Follow calling out from the room. And remember to take your medicine every morning. Don't forget, otherwise it's not going to work. And you hear just a grumble, grumble, grumble. You can't even make it out unless you speak Draconic.
I don't think she does.
Yeah. They make their way out.
Nope. Feyre is not my language expert.
Mm-mm. But you see Follow sitting, like, just cleaning up. Essentially, it looks like they've got, like, a cloth that they're using to wipe down a chair. As they turn, and they kind of, like, double take. Because imagine that Feyre's just, like, in the doorway now after.
Yup.
Yeah. It's like... Feyre?
See, I thought your shop was on the other end.
It is. I'm helping out here for the day.
Just helping out. Why didn't you tell me you knew another cleric? We've been all over the city looking for clerics and shit, and we just had to be told by another one to come here.
I didn't know you were looking for one.
Also, I hear you were coming back to the manor this evening.
I might.
That kind of, like, slow brow raise of, like, might.
It depends on if Wiss is gonna actually buy me the drink. She probably is. But I might.
And is it just gonna be for the drinks, or you gonna be back at the table?
That depends. How good is the table?
We don't know yet. Depends on who actually shows up this evening, but I have a feeling Yagra might be there again.
Well, if Yagra's there and maybe one or two other people, I might join the table. We'll see.
And Feyre will move to, like, not help clean, but just, like, hold shit.
Like, lift up box so you can wipe under it kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, tilt her head slightly. So, what do you know about this wisteria?
Why? I mean, I've known her for a bit.
Got a friend of mine that's gonna be coming here pretty regularly, from what I can hear.
Well, she's in pretty good hands.
Didn't even know there was a clinic over here.
It's a bit of a hole in the wall, but it's really cozy. Not a lot of people come here.
Not, well, I'm assuming that's because of the pay structure, right?
Finger gun and snap.
And
Bingo!
Fair just kind of nods. Yeah, a little bit weird, that one.
They shrug. To each their own. I mean, I prefer just getting dragons every day, but I mean, if she prefers getting, like, deals and favors, I mean, more gold for me.
Just something about the weight of a nice coin in your pocket.
That's what I was saying to her earlier.
Just that's kind of like a hand gesture of like, yeah, right?
Yeah. She says it's just dealing with money is dull, but I've never seen something more shiny than a dragon.
You ain't seen me that many jewels, have you then?
Some, but I mean, I really don't think any jewels can compare to just gold.
I would have to disagree there, but still, something in the hands. Feels
Something
a
in
little
the
better.
hand. It does. I don't really get this piece of paper stuff.
Just she's gonna keep just like randomly chatting at Val until somebody comes and grabs her or she sees the group walking by.
Yeah. And Vala is just happy to chat while she fucking disinfects the room. You don't want to know what happened in here.
Feyre doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
so
just cleaning up the room.
you have enough time to like have the conversation before we all end up leaving, and I imagine you don't have to be in the creepy, or not creepy, but what was once gross room. Old dragonborn man gross.
It's slowly getting cleaned, especially much faster now with Feyre's help.
Feyre has a high threshold for gross.
Mm-hmm. And just follows just very nonchalant. This is just another day at the office, essentially. As they scrub down the fucking counter. But as chit-chatting about back and forth of like, yeah, gamble, yeah, money, I don't get these deals. Gold is great. Jewels are better. To each their own, you know? I imagine everyone... Would you guys look for Faye, or would you guys just pass by?
I
Pass by
assume we're
loudly.
calling her, telling we're leaving.
Mm-hmm.
At the very
Hear the
least, you could
call.
hear us like commotion as we are leaving.
Mm-hmm. Yorby, Feyre, Follow just like hears that, like nods her head towards the door. I think you're being summoned.
Farrell just nod and put down whatever she was holding and kind of give another like goodbye nod towards Fala. I'll be looking for you. I'll be looking for you at the table this evening. Save you a seat.
Don't wait too long. I might not show up.
Bullshit. And out the door.
Feyre smells slightly like disinfectant as she rejoins the group.
You smell clean. But not like flowery clean.
Just lifts the collar, kind of sniffs it a couple of times, and shrugs. That whistling smell like. We done? You done? Points.
We're
points
done.
at Rose.
I believe so. Was there anything else that needed to be done?
Was that asking if there's anything else that needs to be done?
Yeah, Twister, yeah.
No, you're all set. I'll see you later.
I'll make sure the shipment has got to you within the next day or two.
Hysteria nods very appreciatively.
Okay. So, you guys are all headed back to where now? The tavern?
Yeah.
Yes, troll skull and then monster hunting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, you say that you all get to Troll Skull at about, what, 5 or 6?
Yeah.
5 or 6. You guys get back right before you guys hit your, like, dinner time, rush, prime time, peak time. And we're going to end the session there.
Thank
You
God.
all arrive at the tavern first, and then shortly after, Wisteria and maybe Fala, maybe, are going to arrive.
Nice.
Thank you for
Yay!
the session.
Yeah, thank you for the session. It was fun.
Yeah.
for
Hello,
playing.
welcome, Kira.
Thank you.
Another rogue. Let's go.
Another